Hello techies, I'm Divya here. On behalf of CyberBrainer, don't you think the world of tech is evolving faster than ever? Now is the perfect time to dive in and build the skills that will take you places. With CyberBrainer, we are putting you in the driver's seat of your own future. We at CyberBrainer don't just teach your interest. We believe that knowledge is power, but it's applied knowledge that truly sets you apart. Whether you're diving into data science, mastering artificial intelligence, or exploring the world of cybersecurity, our courses are designed to give you the skills that matter. So let's jump into the session and make the future yours today. Thank you.
Like in clients tenant generally, we have only default definition which gets triggered for all the support. But in training tenant, like we try to create our own custom BPs for our support and trigger those. Do you know how to go on to support and copy a BP? Here we have a lot of issue with the business process. I don't know how it's like if we create a job requisition and then we on the side when we submit a task in the side process, they are business process trigger and there should be business process security as well. Should be already set up. I did not create the whole on myself. That's why I'm not understanding that a lot of error occur like they're doing some job requisition and they're not able to see the task. They're not able to see the offer. Not visible. Job requisition BP has errors. There's a lot of error coming through this. I didn't actually work on everything. There are pieces in my mind, not the whole system. You're talking about your tenant or your client's tenant. My client's tenant. There are a lot of issues in the visibility of some. Sometimes they submit a ticket that the offer is not visible. Business process, job requisition step. They can proceed to the next stage. Sometimes they have a lot of visible. There are a lot of issues because I actually work on it. I don't know where to. But those tickets are good. Like if you're getting such kind, you'll have good learning and you know the task right. To check the domains. Domain security policies. Domain security policies for functional area. Here you will see all the domains related to recruiting. And this is the list. And if you click here, they will have some subdomains also. That's why it's showing a clickable link. This is like one page where you can find all the domains list. And let's suppose if we want to see the access given to a particular security group, talking about manager, not just there are two things we can look out related to access for manager. First one is like which all domain access he has. Business process. Like which all business process types. Like he has the access to do the actions on. We can filter it by recruitment. We will see all the tasks related to recruitment. Manager has the to assess the candidate, to endorse candidate, interview. Could be part of job application process. And if you want to see the list of people who are assigned as a manager, you will then need to go to maintain assignable role. If I click here and scroll down, it will give me the list of all the signees. Based on organization, for each of, we have different set of people. It could not be possible that there's only one recruiter for whole KPMG company or for do it. We have based on organization. This is how we can. And we can also export the Excel in order to analyze it. It's a good feature. To do the troubleshooting, you need to create job requisitions. And if I open any room, I'm hoping if I'll go to related actions and business process. Here I have the option of create copy or link definition. From here, you can select your and you can either copy link or whatever. This particular BP which you are creating, it would be your box specific. That could also occur. And if you want to see business process for functional area, but that is also a good task, I would say. It will give me a list of all the BPs for a particular functional area. Currently we have these. Some of them we are not going to look to because we don't care about those, because we don't include any steps. These are the important ones, and some of them are repeating as well. Offer would be also included in job application. If I click here, offer is also present. It is repeating as well. Now let's talk about creating external career site. What would be your task? You have to create job breaks, and you have to, if you want to, customize your BPs. That's it. If you don't want to, that's also. Let's look into the career site. Career site we have with an additional. What of external? This is only the external career site which we are preparing. The one which would be visible to the external candidates. Like how we were able to see for here. The career site, that kind of career site we are preparing. I have a question. Before this topic, we create a new security group. If the client require that, like currently we have an issue. Recruiter are having more access than they're supposed to be. They were sharing a role with. Now they ask me to create a new security group only for recruiter. They can only have the specific access or have the different security groups. I have to. Is it because the role base? I will first create a role for them, recruiter, and create a security group. Then I have to add business process, security. Add this group to the business process and domain process, security policy as well. Definitely. Otherwise, that security group won't be able to see task and report, and he won't be able to participate in the required business process steps. You should ask your people that which all access particular you want to give to that security group. That's a good point. Go ahead. Your voice is breaking. It's like I create a security group and give them permission. Like they can create a job. They can perform certain actions. But how to add the security policy for business and domain? I'm not sure about that stuff. How you have given the access to create the currently. They have it in. There's a ops role which is shared by a recruiter. A people. They're asking the separate security group for only for primary recruiter. Let's say creating a new group. Security group for only recruiter. Then I'll create a new row only for primary recruiter. And then create a security group. Role-based security group. Then and you have to enable it for job requisition because primary recruiters are tagged. I'm not how to add this group to and domain security. I'm confused about no take job. I open this particular domains and randomly I'm selecting. If I open this, we can see the description that this domain provides access to job requisition data and it is under the functional area pre-hire process. What a domain includes? It basically includes the list of tasks and data sources which will be used in creating the custom reports. It gives the access of view to all these things. Reports and tasks. Then web services are used for integration purpose. I'll just go to the related action. Edit security policy permission. And I'll scroll down. Currently, this domain has access to all these reports and tasks. You can see here 27 secure items. Secureable items are like the move they deliver once. Like open job is a report. View job info is a report. Then we have certain service operation. It is for integration basically. And secureable reporting items. This will give the list of fields. Lot of fields are there. Over, we can add the security group. Like for example, primary recruiter. If you are saying he should be added over here, do you want to give him the view or modify access? That depends. Like in this domain, we are giving the access of job requisition data. Are we also giving primary recruiter the access to edit those data? For that, we have to give modify. And if you are giving modify, view will be given automatically. Definitely. See over here. And if you are giving view, then only view is possible. And after doing this, I'm not editing anything right now. This bottom part, it is for integration people. The above one is for functional people. If I have added the security groups here, then I need to run. Active pending. You know that, right? And talking about VP now. What happens what happens? We have multiple VPs of the same type. This happens in the training tenants only. Generally in client tenant, we have only one default definition. If you are making changes in the policy of any one of the VP of the same type, then those policies also get reflected on other VPs as well. For example, I'm making changes here for the job rate default definition, which is there in the system. They will also see the updates, which I'm making here. It is a shared policy. I'll click on BP, process policy, and edit it. We have different sections, and sections represent the steps in the P. Who can start the BP? Like who will be able to see the create job requisition task? Who will be the initiator? That could be defined here. Then who can delegate this action to others? Delegation is like somebody is going to be on leave. We have to assign these for the work to not stop. Then who will be able to create job requisition? Web services represents for integration people. They create here. For that, web services are required. Create job requisition sub-process. Sub-processes are included in job, like create position, post job. These security groups will have the access to initiate those. Then, who will be able to create confidential job? That is defined here. Who will have the access to start the job? We have the first section. When we are creating job, is a start job. Who will be able to see that particular thing? Then who can do action steps in the BP? This is an action step. This is again another action step. We have properly each defined. Section. Who can resent? Who can correct? Who can manually advance? Who can deny? All these things are there. And there are certain other features you want to enable or disable. And again, after making changes here, you have to activate pending security changes. This for domain, we have job rec data. And for business process, we have job rec. That's the same thing. Domain gives the access to reports and tasks. Business process gives the access. Like if we are editing this over here, if we want our particular security group to be present here in the drop down, like he should be able to perform this particular action step, then we make changes in the BP policy. Beep. Security groups are added that they can execute a particular task in the BP. They should be visible in the drop down or the security group. This is also an important question from security point of view. I was just asking the functional area. It's like for all domains. The functional area is job rec data and for business process. And the function area will be same, job rec data. Because you write job rec server, they can choose. This is the P. If I open all domains, maybe there would be more domains related to job rec. I randomly selected one. I had to discuss with them which domains they That is how we troubleshoot. Configuring everything first time is not an issue. Such kind of troubleshooting takes a lot of time. And one more task. Like I had the request to activate job alert notification for the internal career site. I have no idea where to go. Where to begin? Activate job alerts for internal career site. For external, we will see. For external, we will see it over here. And for internal career site, that I have never done. But let me think. We can definitely include notifications on a BP. But alerts are something different. They said activate job alert notification. Usually there was a report. I think there were reports which run every month. Employee can see the available report. But now they requested that they should be activate job alert notification. Job alert / notification for internal candidates. They can now get the notification and apply internally. Find job as a report. It's a work delivered one. Here we can see all the internal openings. We just need to see and come here, and we can select our own facets. In order to filter the openings, and over here, I have the option like now. If I'm running it, this is how it will look like. Fine. Non output would be in an Excel, then file to be deleted, then report tags. And if I want to share it, share output with other users. Here I can define which security groups I would like this report to see. And if I want to select certain specified users that I can select, but alert I need to check. I'll see that how it would be done. And I'll let you know tomorrow. I don't see any option here. Like there should be an option. Actually, this is a standard report. We don't make changes. On the standard report, there is one report which is created using this one only. Like it is simply copied. And I need to click here. Configure alert. I could see it here. Report name. And run frequency. Run. Run once in future. Or daily recurrence. Whatever. Let me select run now. And here I could just send the request name. Then what would be the notification type? It's a general notification. And I could define to whom it will go. It's the normal notification. Like how we do it. For what would be the detail? And what would be the text? Include text blocks included. And what would be the notification? Subject. And we can define the recipients. We can also define the security groups. Like we can include employees over here. All the employees will get the. If you want to include any task on our alerts, maybe a button which will navigate us to a certain task, we can define that as well. On report, we can set up all these things. Anniversaries, birthday, notification, time off. The general notification will be the suitable one. To configure alerts, you can tell this solution now. Thank you. And then we want. I'm saying Asta is the customized internal career site you have created. Career site. Internally looks like this only. It's simply a report in a runnable format. That's it. If they want to see this alert, I have to copy this report and make another report and run it. And then I can. But I can't do anything on this standard report. on standard report. You can run it and share it with other users, but it will not go. Or a notification. It would just be visible. If they will search for this report, then they will be able to see. That's it. They will not get any item or notification. In order to configure notification, I think you need to check if there's already any find related custom in the system. I will check that. Name could be same or a little bit different. Name could be difficult or different. I would define the ID for my career site, and this ID would then be a part of the URL which will represent this career site. I will just choose in which all languages this career site to be available. Would provides us the feature to automatically convert the data for the external candidates into these languages. And what does mean? Let me also open. Should I please select multiple language? Usually I see one language. Default language is English. And then you can have alternate language as well. This we discuss with the client. The client has branches purely given to us by client. Then we can define whether we want embedded mode or not. Then we can define publish type. We select this checkbox. What it means? That whatever changes we are doing here on the career side, they will get reflected on the external career side as if you are making any changes on the career side, we have to publish that the changes are getting reflected. Then any downtime. A service we want to provide, like for example, work tickets, doesn't work on weekends. In that case, if we want to provide any as a workaround, we can define here. Then external labels, connection. To be honest, I have not worked on it properly, but what I feel, these are like, we can define the labels, not the Workday delivered ones. We can rename it with our own custom labels, the buttons, and the various features like the facets or anything. But I have not worked on it, to be honest. Can you repeat the downtime service? You are actually downtime service is like any workaround you want to provide on the site. This will work during the downtime. This URL will get reflected if our site is not working. Thank you. Or like, if our site is not working, then this would be the workaround URL on which we have to click and go. Then EU cookie policy. We have seen now almost all companies asking for accepting or declining the cookies. We define the message over here for those cookies, and we can define to which all people it would be. Show only in limited time zones. Always show to all visitors. Do not show to any visitors. We can define that particular section. What does this cookie do? They restrict some data visibility. What do they do? These cookies are basically for tracking purposes, like from which particular zone we have how many numbers of coming on to this site, or this is also for security purpose, as I would say. What it says, this option will show to device that communicate with our servers, indicating that their operating system. This option will not display. You may choose display a cookie, banner on the external career site. You must specify message in the cookie banner and may add a link to a relevant policy. If you're unfamiliar with these requirements, please seek the advice of legal counsel. These are majorly for security purposes, and this message is also given to us by the client, and they generally share the link also. With it, I've seen it, which includes another site which they have created, and it includes all the rules and conditions and anything they want to mention. Then tracking and analytics. This is for the users who are coming onto this career site using Google platforms. Each user have a Google aid with them. This helps the career site to keep a track of which all users and what were they for future references, for reporting, analysis. Because that's it, and I've never filled in this data. Generally, the integration team or the client team provides us the tracking aid, and we mention over here. Going on to this tracking aid in the Workday system, the security team or the integration team will be able to have record of all the users who have visited the career site. Then comes the branding section. How the career site will look like. What would be the color? What would be the logo? What would be the site panel? All these things are defined in branding. We have certain Workday Deliver. I have created previously, but we also can create it. I'll show you the task. But these Google Aid, do we have to provide them, or they already have it? We functional consultants are not aware about this. Either the client will tell us if they have any OL or if they have any aid on which they are tracking, or the security people from client team, or we can also ask the integration team from our company, like if they know about any aid. But we functional consultants are not aware. What I'm searching, create client. This is how the task looks like. It will ask for the brand name. Brand name is what it is coming here in the drop down. Moving in work, this blue section, along with these different subsection. This is called a guided tour experience in Workday. You should be aware about this term, guided tour experience. Guided tour, guided tour, guided tour, guided tour, GUIDD-TOUR. Then we can define the colors as well. The background color, text color, accent part. These are in the format of hexadecimal. You can simply search the hexadecimal values and put it over here. I have a collection. Just let me see. This is how it looks. Red is coming. And if I want to see I think these are same. Look at that. Green is coming. This is how. Like we can select different colors. Then what would be? We want to attack on our brand. For that, we should have the logo already. Workday accepts JPG and all these format. This is the logo. And then we have the image. Is like at careers, we can see a background picture called the image. We select that as select this. How the buttons will look like. What shape of the button we want. This is for all the buttons, whether pill shape, rounded or squared. Then we have some primary color, primary buttons. For example, the primary buttons are the big ones. Get started as a big one. And if I click here, then a platen is a primary button. Then these are also the primary buttons, the major ones. I would say, what would be the color? Border colored, those buttons. O colored, over border color, over text color. All these data we can define. Generally, I have not seen any issue while configuring a career site because each and every detail in a very good format. Then what are secondary buttons? Secondary buttons are like the hidden buttons. Over here, we will be able to see the job alerts. Buttons are also the secondary buttons. If there are any additional components, do you know about progress bar? Once you click on any opening, let uptime manager. I don't remember the account, but let me. These are the progress. They have but kind of a and how it will look like current. It grayed out on the button. If I move on to the next stage, it will have a kind of a stage. We can define that over what would be the of the progress. The header. We can define that. At the, we just need to review whatever we have. By default, taking these for primary, but secondary. And this they are choosing. What we have, they have. At that's there is as greeting. Doesn't tripping because but currently refreshed. That because covering section tomorrow select tomorrow would touch currently hidden this navigation homepage click clickable with navigate wherever clickable as visit underneath search search sometimes some search default site sidebar information work currently if title is coming then text is coming then nothing else we have then about us option is also coming then another text and it is It is also including image. It will have a logo, and for logo, we should definitely have a file attached. All these details will come in the sidebar welcome and about us. We can select anything over here. If I look out for this one, it only has about us, our objects, then logo, and this the logo. This is what similar we are able to see here as just an about us. We are not putting any other second sidebar configuration here. We can select anything, and if we want to create it, we can do that as well. Then start your application message. Once a person clicks on any opening, start your application. This is what the message has been present here. We can define the message over here as well. Then we have another section. This is the last section I'm going to discuss today, and that is of prospect. Introduce yourself. If I come here, currently I'm logged in. Let me sign in. See, I could see an option of introduce yourself. If I click here, I need to give certain basic details about myself like country, first name, last name, along with resume, and there's some text which is there. Then there's a checkbox with some text beside it. All this data is coming from here. If I want to enable it first, this is the requirement. Then what would be the header, link text and page title? This is what they're talking about. Introduce yourself, then page instruction text. This is the page instruction text. Then brought resume attachment. Yes, most of the checkout date when email drives text flow in because if my desire to read Delish section, search then require resume attachment. Yes, most of the companies. Then default opt in terms and conditions. That also we can define. It could be customized on the basis of countries. Then any opt in consent message we want to include. Then auto avenge. Source means like what would be the sources? Wait, let me show you. Currently it is not enabled here. If by default, like if somebody is introducing them, sir, what would be the source tab to those people? We can define it over here. Every person like either through job application or through referral or something, they will have a source attire like how they were introduced to the company or whatever. For such kind of prospects, introduce yourself what automatic source we would like to attach it to and then to which candidate pool they would be tagged in Workday. That we can define. Candidate pool is simply collection of candidates. We have static and dynamic pools about which we'll learn later on. Then to which candidate tag. These people who are introducing themselves would be tagged in Workday. This, the candidate won't know this for internal database creation. Recruiter can quickly see the list of all the candidates in this pool for the prospects. Then confirmation message for direct links. Any confirmation over here, we can define here as well. This is about introducing ourselves. For today, just go through this task once again and please create your job decks. I would say, otherwise you'll forget it. Write well or two text pen sources they can like. This is like how they get here, like a social, like a LinkedIn account or a Google or Indeed, those type of sources they're talking about. Yes, sources are maintained in the system in Workday. Currently, we have these sources. That's why Workday is showing us all these options. But for prospect interviews yourself, particularly what sources we would like to tag them to if, let's suppose, they are hired in future. On the worker profile, what would be the source or source field showing? We can define the auto append sources from here. We don't have the multi select option over here. Right? We can only have one source mentioned. What would the suitable one website? This is something different. Wait, we can maintain sources as well. I'll show you see. This is the category. This is the name. If I'm creating a new one, I need to define the name and then I need to define the sources, and those should be mapped to work. The delivered details. Like these sources would be used during job alerts or internal application or employer refer or recruiting campaigns. We can define that if I scroll down, for example, employee is a category and we have current employee as a source, which is tagged to internal application. Then we have some other for referral. We have these kind of mapping like for Twitter, LinkedIn, Facebook. Workday provides the mapping, we can define that. For websites also, we can define, but we don't have the mapping currently present in the system. This is the task where we can do it. We can allow recruiting source categorization on career sites. That should be checked in because we will be only then able to see these sources. Then the candidate pools are like, I'll show you quickly. I hope people are there. We have list of these candidates and they have a particular search criteria enabled and automatically they are getting added. This is a dynamic candidate pool. We are based on a criteria automatically whose server is getting connected to the organization are getting tagged over. We have another type called static pools, where manually a recruiter or any other security group was going to add candidates over here. This is how the pool look like. It is showing the location, job title, school, and we don't have any safe filter. If we are selecting any candidate pool here now in Workday, that prospect would then be visible in that candidate pool automatically. Then candidate. We have tags in Workday in order to associate one business object with another business object. This is what tag means. Let's suppose candidate needs to be related to some department for future references, or the candidate would be part of some company or location or hierarchy. Such kind of tagging could occur here right away. Currently, we have these in the system. That's it. Default opt-ins. Opt-in terms and conditions are like this by entering your email address with the link. Then we have a consent message that, yes, I have read and consent the terms and condition. This is how it is looking like. Workday is now coming up with a few features that if we go on the worker profile now, we'll have the pronounce feature available. Like there would be a. We need to click on it and Workday will spell the person's name. This is a very good feature coming up. Just revise this task and create your job recs, and I'll see you tomorrow. Please do like, share and subscribe to our channel.